Today, we're taking a look at one of the most popular and best decks in Pioneer. Rakdos Midrange has long since been one of the best decks in Pioneer, being able to deal with a multitude of decks, especially creature decks, through its removal, powerful 2-for-1s, and efficient threats. Let's start by breaking down the cards that make this one of Pioneer's most popular and best decks. First up, we have a glut of removal. Let's start with Fatal Push, one of the most efficient answers printed into Pioneer. This card gives you plenty of access to ways to deal with Llanowar Elves, cheap creatures, and if you're able to trade off creatures or when Fable of the Mirror Breaker flips, you get Revolt, enabling you to deal with bigger threats as well. Next up, we have a Braid, a nice flex spot removal spell that is able to both answer smaller creatures, 3 toughness or less, and destroy artifacts, very powerful against specifically Abzan Greasefang. Next up, we have Bonecrusher Giant, the split of Stomp, giving you access to a built-in 2-for-1 that can answer early threats as well as develop into its own threat later on. And finally, we have Dreadbore. This is sort of your catch-all, one of the big cards that is missing from this deck on Explorer. Being able to answer both planeswalkers, larger creatures, and any threat to push through damage is a big reason that this deck is able to pivot into having more aggressive starts. Next up, we have Thoughtseize, one of the staples of Pioneer that is a pillar of the format. Being able to interact with an opponent's hand gives you plenty of ways to stop their best draws. Next up, we have Bloodtithe Harvester. This threat has powered up this deck immensely since the printing in Innistrad. Crimson Vow, a efficient 2-mana threat that can act as removal, and with the blood token gives you Revolt easily, as well as allowing you to filter through any dead card or access lands in your hand. After that, we have Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. This is one of the better late game threats that you have. It serves as a 2-for-1 through its discard, and then if you ever get to escape it, it can be instantly game ending. While there are a lot of cards that interact with graveyards right now, being able to continually get cards out of your opponent's hand, protect it with Thoughtseize, and then land Kroxa as a finisher is a big way that you're able to handle some of the more mid to late game decks. Next up, we have Graveyard Trespasser. It's able to help contain graveyards, put a clock on opponents thanks to the Drain 1 effect, or if it's flipped, the Drain 2 effect. This card is incredibly powerful and always gets its 2-for-1 thanks to Ward. This is a card that massively leveled up this archetype and continues to provide at least 2-for-1 value every time you play it. Next up, we have the hottest new printing from Dominaria United, and that is Liliana of the Veil. This card has been a staple since its printing in every format until it was eventually outclassed. It's one of the top planeswalkers ever printed, though it has been a bit beaten down by some of the banned planeswalkers in recent years. The printing of Liliana helps deal with a lot of the decks like Heroic and Control, giving you plenty of more axes to fight on. This is one of the biggest upgrades this deck has gotten in a long time, and doubles up again as another means to give 2-for-1s and control the board. We've already mentioned Bonecrusher Giant's Stomp side, but we also have it as a 3-mana 4/3 that can also deal some damage. This pairs very well with your other threats to pivot into a more aggressive shell against some of the more late game decks in the format. Next up, we have Fable of the Mirror Breaker, one of the best cards in Pioneer alongside Thoughtseize, has become a quick staple of this deck. This card looks innocuous on first read, but it really does a little bit of everything. Your 2/2 Goblin can help ramp you, fix you, or create Revolt. Thanks to your treasure tokens, the discard and draw ability helps fuel your graveyard and allows you to play some more speculative cards that you're able to discard in the mid game. And then the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki is a combo with Bonecrusher Giant, Bloodtithe Harvester, and Graveyard Trespasser, giving you a multitude of additional threats, especially Bloodtithe Harvester being able to machine gun down opposing creatures. Next up, we have Sheoldred the Apocalypse. This is a new card from Dominaria United that has shown brightly in the first couple weeks of the format. A 4-mana 4/5 Death Touch is already great stats, but whenever your opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life, and whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. This gives huge life total swings, and against aggro decks, they will have a very hard time answering it. The list that won the challenge this last weekend ran 3 Shieldred's main. We're experimenting a little with a split between Shieldred and Kalitas, but Shieldred has been incredibly impressive. I highly recommend picking up your copies today. Next up, we have Kalitas, Trader of Get. I think having the mix is an interesting choice, being able to effectively grow your board every time you remove things, as well as having natural lifelink can help when you need to block and gain life immediately. I think moving forward, I would trend towards 3 Shieldred, no Kalitas, but Kalitas is definitely a flex spot you are going to want to keep an eye on, especially in the sideboard, as it does help a lot against mono green Devotion. Finally, some lands that have extra abilities for you to be aware of. Shatterskull Smashing is a removal spell that doubles as a red land. Your Castle Locthwain allows you to draw extra cards in the mid to late game, especially with Shieldred. It costs much less life, which is a big upgrade. Den of the Bugbear and Hive of the Eye Tyrant are your standard creature lands, both incredibly powerful, both worth including in this deck. You have one of each of the red and black channel lands, Sekenzan giving you the ability to create some blockers as well as haste threats to finish off your opponent, and Takenuma giving you a ability to refill your graveyard as well as buy back your key threats. Finally, we have Urborg, just a powerful threat that allows you to play your pathways on red while still maintaining all of your black mana. Even though you're not running Invoke Despair, you do max out on black pips in this deck, so it is good to have at least one copy. Now we move to the sideboard. This current build is running some interesting choices. I don't know if we would carry all of them through moving forward, but for right now, let's look at Duress. This is a staple of the format. When you need to target your opponent with more hand disruption, Duress gets the job done. 6 1-mana discard spells helps you interact a lot with control and combo decks, and it is a great tool to have access to. Next up, you have Path of Peril, a wrath that allows you to destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less. Given that we play a lot of powerful 3-drops, this tends to allow you to dodge your own creatures while killing your opponents. This is especially good against low to the ground aggro decks or token decks, and you can actually cast the cleave cost thanks to your goblins from Fable the Mirror Breaker, so keep that in mind when setting up mid to late game turns with this card. Next up, we have 4 Extinction Events, a lot of Extinction Event, but this effect is very good right now in Pioneer, especially against mono green and any of the aggro decks that can otherwise save their creatures from wraths. Highly recommend maxing out on your Extinction Events. Next up, we have Kavrik the Spiteful. This is an interesting addition that's started to see some play. It helps contain some of the aggro decks, but primarily it's here to deal with the Izzet Pyromancer deck that has started to see a lot of play, being able to kill all the 1/1 elementals, limit the effectiveness of some of your other creatures, and kill young Pyromancer is hugely important. Next up, we have Leyline of the Void as a 4-of. This is one of the best cards in the format at dealing with Izzet Phoenix as well as Abzan Greasefang. Currently, a lot of decks that do run Graveyard Hate run things like Unlicensed Hearse, but one of the things we've run into is that Unlicensed Hearse costing 2 mana is much more interactable by the decks that use the graveyard, whereas Leyline of the Void is much tougher. It comes in on turn 0 if you're able to mulligan to it, and in matchups where you're bringing in 4, often you are mulliganing to find it, and it is an incredibly oppressive sideboard effect. Next up, we have Hidetsuga Consumes All. This saga is great against Rakdos Sacrifice, allows you to clear the board of cheap creatures and tokens, specifically targeting Witch's Oven. Last up, we have Sky Sovereign Council Flagship. This is a great tool against any Planeswalker deck in the mirror as well as against mono green. Being able to trim down the battlefield as well as repeatedly remove creatures or Planeswalkers gives you a lot of access to a different axis of attack, especially because you currently have no flyers in the deck. There you have it. That's our quick rundown of Rakdos Midrange. Hope this helps you better understand the deck moving forward as we jump into gameplay. Before we do that though, I want to give a shout out to all of my patrons. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the link in the description down below. These are the patrons that help me keep the lights on and allow me to put out these videos for all of you. So if you're not already a patron, be sure to check it out and be sure to like and subscribe this video. It helps a ton. So with that being said, let's jump right into the gameplay. Let's try this again. Play elves and normally take game 1s of struggle games 2 and 3. Yeah, that's what I would figure is Rakdos is so good against single threats game 1, but elves goes wide enough and has enough recursive replaceable threats that it's probably difficult to deal with everything on time. One of the few matchups where Lily doesn't actually add a whole lot for you, because like your sacrifice mode doesn't do much, and they should always have a card or two extra that don't really matter, generally speaking. Yes, unfortunately, Stream Decker likes to troll me. Let's see if Stream Decker... Yeah, Stream Decker's just down, unfortunately. Alright, looks like we're up against Rakdos. Yeah, I feel like we could just run this out, but it's more likely to get eaten by a trespasser. But if that happens, then we get to Lily their trespasser. So I guess it ends up being a positive exchange, right? Like it's a 1-for-1, then we trade back. I'll just keep, yep. The Stream Decker leave your chat in the middle of your stream? I don't think so. I haven't had that problem yet, but I have get a lot of application errors, but no, I haven't had the problem of Stream Decker just bailing. What'd you do to annoy Stream Decker, Sam? Probably put one too many World Tree decks into the database. They weren't having it anymore. Harvester, sure. Yo. Matthias Maz, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Well, I don't want to use Lily here. Because again, I think they have a stomp. So I think I'm fine just stomping their thing here. Keep the board clear so that Sheoldred can't live. Fatal push your own guy. Okay. I understand that Fatal Push isn't very good in this matchup, but that to me sounds like you're not trading up. Always got to be trading up. Play our own. Kill your token. Maybe they have another push, but I mean, even if they have another push, they're getting so low on resources now, and like, imagine if they had just pushed our thing. It's like 3 mana for 3 mana because it removes your Crusher. Well, the thing is, like, it's like 3 mana for 2 mana because I don't have to spend the 3 mana on my Bone Crusher. And they get to kill my Bone Crusher with their Fatal Push, which is nice. And they still have the Blood token. It gets very mired down where I feel like if you're trying to like coordinate it out, it's probably not worth it. But it's also just like they get into this position where like a Bone Crusher Giant isn't as scary as like me getting extra mana and pulling ahead that way. So I think you'd much rather have the Fatal Push as an option of killing the Fable token. But if you're not scared of the Fable token, then you definitely want to kill the Bone Crusher. That's probably better. Again, it just depends so much more about what's in their hand. I don't think it's something you can like quantify out the correct one. I generally lean towards like if you don't have an answer to the Bone Crusher and you're like trading efficiently on resources, it's fine because you're like 2-for-1ing yourself to stop me from getting a 2-for-1, so it like levels out that way. But I am generally less excited to do it than not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they could blood, play a land in Croxa. Oh, tap land doesn't let you do it though. We, on the other hand, can get Croxa back. We need to protect this Liliana though, so that we can kill their Croxa. The big part about that, at least. Show me what I kind of figure. We have another way to deal with the giant. Not the giant's going to be. Yeah, but it definitely becomes more of a feels proposition. Like they had to use a Dreadbore on my Goblin token. That feels like they probably would have rather not done that. I get rid of these. Play our Kalidas here. Again, just keep asking them difficult questions. Could have kept the land in case they have Croxa plus Thoughtseize here. But I feel like that's unlikely. Oh, well. Rude. Alright, well. We'll buy back Croxa first. They buy back Croxa. But then we get to have this going. So we get to shoot down their reflection. We can pitch a Liliana. We're going to get into a mid to late game here. We have a lot more cards, but our cards aren't the best cards for the situation. They're fine, though. Yeah. Get rid of Lily. Oh, Thoughtseize is a free discard, at least. Alright, we'll kill your reflection. That's fine. Yeah, everything goes away. Take another one. We can massacre their board a little bit here, depending what they do. Just take the 6 from Croxa. Make a Blood Tithe Harvester, shoot down Reflection, Goblin, Liliana, their Croxa. Attack for a bunch. Get rid of Thoughtseize. I think we're just going to take 6 here. We currently have the means to answer their creatures. Yeah, any removal spell also puts us in a great spot. We can't guarantee Lily because they can use Den to protect it. Alright, looks like they're tapping low enough. Any removal they have, they're going to kill its reflection. Hey, look at that. Successfully didn't get our Crocs eaten. Big fan of that. Ooh. Well, now we get to do the thing they were hoping to do. Kill that one. Yoink. Take their last card. Oh, it's a good one. I mean, they could gang block here. But then we eat the Reflection and the Trespasser, and they're a million miles behind. Otherwise, they just go to 10, and they're still kind of a million miles behind. Yeah. We've activated the Machine Gun of Reflection plus Harvester here. I think we're probably playing a True Mirror if they're playing the Shield Druid. I'm guessing we're playing the same. Same 75 from the winner of the challenge. Would be my initial guess until we see any reason for it not to be true. There we go. Looks like Stream Decker's working again. Wow, they got rid of Fable. I mean, they need to find a removal for this Kalidas, but feels bad to pitch your Fable for sure. Stream Decker hasn't abandoned us. If they don't find removal here, they are kind of doomed. Because, like, they can get one turn with this Reflection, but then we're just gonna machine gun them down some more. Okay. So they have 5 mana, probably to crack this. Block here. Yeah, we'll eat the real one. Still not working. Stream Decker, why you gotta be like this? Ah, kill the Reflection. And then play Bone Crusher. Makes sense. Makes sense. Fable. Kill Bone Crusher. This forces them to chump block. They go to 3. That you die. Yeah, you got a chump block here. Oh, they're just gonna die. Okay. Alright. Thoughtseize has come out. Liliana's pull over the side for now. Definitely want boat. What do we want? Extinction Event isn't terrible at being able to pull back the board. Not in love with it, but it's not terrible. Don't think it's Hiotsuga. It's not Leyline. Alright. Play the 3. Not a lot of text specifically for the mirror, but it is generally just a resource fight. So just want to keep our things that are beneficial in the mid to late game and keep us up on resources. We're both going to end up empty-handed. Just want to find our things that can answer the board as cleanly as possible. Let me... Here, this is the deck list we were using. It's not Stream Decker, but yes. Bankbuster seems great in the mirror. Any of those value cards that are hard to interact with only having a braid. Oh, they took the draw? Alright. I've seen this a couple times recently, people taking the draw. Don't hate it. In these resource-heavy matchups, I don't hate it at all. There's no way they kept in Thoughtseize, huh? They're on the draw and kept in Thoughtseize. I have some thoughts for my opponent. I don't agree with their line, but that's okay. We'll figure out how it lays out. On the draw with a Thoughtseize. Go. The thing is, like, I don't hate being on the draw. Like in the old Jund mirrors, you used to take the draw because if everything dies, then the best thing you can be doing is to not, you know, to not run out of things. I don't think Liliana is important enough to keep in Thoughtseize or board in duress, if I'm being completely honest. But like, I guess this is where we're at right now. Like if they slam a Fable, we're a little sad. They got to take our 3 cards, but they're also at 14, about to take 4, potentially more. Alright, Lily, sack our Bone Crusher Giant. It's fine. Do this Takanuma. Ooh. Takanuma plus boat. They're debating if they want to get rid of a card here. I think we're just Takanumaing for Bone Crusher Giant and getting rid of the boat. As much as I love the boat, I don't think it's good to risk missing the land here. Bone Crusher just does the most for us. Alright. Alright, opponent. I'm gonna Takanuma anyway, see if we can't find a Croxa. It's true, they're just playing Pox at this point. They found the Croxa. Okay. Alright, well, they have used all of their resources to the maximum here. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we're just pincered on not having enough lands here. Thoughtseize, duress is an interesting start. They just didn't play their land first. Sure. All right, we'll try this again. I'm gonna take the play. They can have everything they want and more. Taking the draw and leaving in, not only leaving in, but boarding in extra discards. Interesting. Yeah, opponent came in ready to swing. I just I don't think I'm on the same wavelength with them, I'll be honest. That's okay. It did work in a singular game. We will see if it works out again. And if it continues to work, then we can certainly reevaluate. I don't think that's out of the question. But I think it is more likely that they will end up drawing a Thoughtseize on turn 8 when we have no cards in hand than they strip our hand of all relevant spells again. Well, Bankbuster would have gotten Thoughtseized. Or Duressed or Thoughtseized. Yeah, like here, we got to deploy our Fable and get ahead on board. We have interaction and ways to deal with their hand or their board. I am, by the game, getting more and more convinced that I'd rather have Shielder than Kalidas. Pretty much every match, we've been happier to if this was a Shielder than a Kalidas. We also drawn our one Kalidas more than the other two Shieldreds, which is irrelevant but of interest. I don't think we've been able to put a Shieldred into play yet. Or we've put one into play. We're just in the theoretical of if this was the third Shieldred. They're thinking. Yeah, I feel like if they just had a Lily, they slam it to take us off of this. When they ban Nykthos, I'll go all in on Shieldred. I feel like you might be, unfortunately, waiting for a long time then. Rakdos and Mono Green both did quite well, but Rakdos won both challenges won the challenge on Saturday. I'm trying to remember what won on Sunday. Rakdos and ooh, nice. Rakdos and Blue White. All right, we'll pay. Final by green. There you go. Yeah, Blue White and Rakdos split Sunday. We had it pulled up. We can take a look real quick. Yeah, Mono Green had 3 in top 8 on Saturday. None in top 8 on Sunday, whereas Rakdos Midrange had 1, 2, 3, 4 in top 8 and a 9th place. Again, it does start to feel a little bit like dual decks the format, but both have bad matchups that you can accentuate. It's just hard to find a deck that has a good matchup into both green and Rakdos is more the problem, I would reckon. Latest 5-0s. Oh, I'll have to take a look, see if there's anything spicy. Anything good going on over there? We've been getting a lot of good 5-0 dumps lately. All right, they didn't pitch a Croxa. Good for us. 3 in the yard. Yeah, Jessica Ascendancy clapped us earlier. Oh, this mono black deck is pretty close to what I was drawing up. Except they're playing Bloodsoak Champion. But the Evolved Sleeper Shieldred combo. Very nice to me. Pitch to Blood. Fear to Hive. Interesting. Yeah, they're digging for a way to answer this. Our opponent wasn't playing Chain to the Rocks, so we saw. I think Chained is generally pretty good, but no. They activated a blood token. I had to run grab some water. I think they were just trying to think through their line. Another Fable. It looks like they're in trouble. Yeah, it's just they don't have removal for this. They are in trouble. We can get rid of this Croxa. Ooh, Hello, Liliana. Nice to see you, friend. Chain version a lot. Need to play Retraction Helix. There's a lot of builds to Ascendancy right now. I feel like that we haven't identified a like a correct one. It's just a matter of, I think Loam Speaker definitely helps the consistency. And like you're very good into Rakdos if you can resolve your Ascendancy because they don't really have a way to answer it. But like getting your Ascendancy down is the tricky part. You're also probably pretty good into green again, as long as you can get your Ascendancy down. But Boseiju can be a problem, and like Karn can always be a problem. Our opponent has flooded out something fierce even through these fables, but we have established a much better board state. Their game plan did not shake out the same way. Yeah, this black deck's interesting. I think mono black is a deck I want to explore a little bit. No, the thing about Loam Speaker is like it turns on the removal, sure, but like that doesn't matter, right? It opens up your ability to win against the non-interactive decks even faster, which I think is important right now. I think against the interactive decks, you're already heavily favored because your combo doesn't do anything with the that's killable. They're gonna draw a card, sure. I mean, they're gonna go to 4 here. Not the look they want. I also like the Balmor Pyromancer decks. Ooh, Sarah Paragon in Mardu midrange is kind of cute. Yeah, there's 4 colors in C. They're on 2 Loam Speaker. 3 Awakening, 4 Carroted, 2 Loam Speaker. That's fair. I don't know if you end up running more than 2, but pretty happy to have any amount. So they can float reflections, so they can block. But the problem is that we can just kill them with Croxa attack plus Trespasser. So that's fine. We can block with Croxa. We can even just let Lily die if they made another Bone Crusher, but I can't imagine they do that. Yeah, this feels like we have it pretty cleanly locked up. All right. The third stomp is not going to change the outcome. All right, looks like we have defeated the mirror. Our game plan was interesting. Yeah, their game plan was interesting to take the draw and have all their removal in, or all their discard in game 2, but game 3 they were not able to get it done. And we have them dead by by a ton of extra points either way, but there we go. Defeated the mirror. They're a Gigantha deck, so they're either Heroic, Pyromancer, or Sacrifice. This hand is good against all of those. But, hello. You? This hand is good against all of those except Sacrifice. We don't really have many game 1 hands that are good in Sacrifice, so we're gonna run that as is. Just get this. There we go. Finally remembered to move my screen so you guys don't have to see my taskbar. Found myself passing with mana up a lot to hold up removal or Buster Blood. Yeah, Buster seems like it's very good in the mirror. No one's really been playing it, though. Oh, I think we're up against another mirror. No, they can't be another mirror. It's Gigantha. So what are they? So we're active that. So it's gotta be Sacrifice, then. Gotta be Sacrifice. Oh, we're just Jund Sacrifice? Good enough for me. Maybe they're just wilding. I have no idea what Scavenging Ooze means. So I'm gonna stop guessing. You've broken me, opponent. Could just be Jund midrange with some Gigantha. I mean, they could just be red-green. It'd be odd, but they could be. They are. Well, at least so far. We got some red, yeah. Some red-green stuff going on. I would like to get rid of this Hive and this Urborg. Nice. Elidus, please. We pitch 2 lands and draw 2 spells. Pretty good. Ooh, Elf, you got it. Probably got to be careful of a Glory Bringer. Weird to say, but... Alright, well, this is going to leave play, so we get to Fatal Push this. I'd say we're pretty far ahead. Our board looks a bit different at the moment. We got the machine gun unlocked. We got some zombies, bone crushers ready to go. Kalidas out here fighting. Yeah, this game not looking great. Fieldred would be worse here. We would have 2 less zombies. That's for sure. Although I guess Shieldred also locks up the board, so it's close enough. Oh! We're red-green Eldrazi. Wild. Yeah, you're in there, bud. Red-green Eldrazi, huh? Oh. We'll just race them. We're Kalidas gamers here. Plus, getting Kalidas to be a 5/6, generally pretty good for us. Sometimes you just gotta turn the corner on them. Like, we're the aggro deck now. They didn't call it Kalidas Winter. That's true. Though they didn't, it wasn't red-green Eldrazi. Though I love that deck. That old Eldrazi deck was so sweet. Although it kept evolving, right? Because it was colorless at the Pro Tour, and then blue-red won because of the power of Drowner. And then what ended up happening at all the GPs is people were like, wait, why aren't we playing Displacer? And that was the the continuing tech before it got banned. Eldrazi Winter, Hogak Summer, everyone's favorite things. All right, so we want these extinction events, and we don't really need these Thoughtseizes. Kind of like everything else, these fatal pushes are on the medium side, but nothing else is better than them. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So Braid's also in that. Weren't those back to back too? No. Oath of the Gatewatch was 2015, 2016, like end of 2015, beginning of 2016, and Modern Horizons was at least 2018, right? '19. Yeah. No, that was we had years between those two. Could just run Thoughtseize over a Braid. Like, I love Dreadbore, I love all these cards. It all runs together. Yeah, I'm generally pretty bad with time. Like, I'll often say something that's nonsensical in a timeline fashion, and I have to be reminded that I generally lose track of time. You like Leyline? I do for the Phoenix and the Trespass or not Trespasser, Greasefang matchups. I think you need it in Greasefang because your fair game beats their fair game, but you're a little weak to their unfair starts. One dork, please. All right, we have removal for turn 3 thing, or turn 2 thing, and then Fable. Matter. It can't be a Matter Shaper. Their own Fable. I don't want to kill this, but I think we have to. Really can't let them pull ahead here. That's okay. We'll go Fable, pitch 2 lands, and then hopefully Shatter Skull their creature. We can even just Shatter Skull their Fable if we need to. If they're just making a Lana Rolf, I don't care much, but... Alright, land Mystic, sure. Oh, they're attacking instead of playing like a Thought-Knots here. I wonder if they have a Bone Crusher Giant here. Even if they do, I'm pretty happy to trade off as opposed to just like jam Lily and then get Lily killed by the Bone Crusher. Yeah. That's fine. Not great, but fine. This a Reality Smasher? Alright, well, we're an extinction event away from blowing them out, so let's draw that. We have 4 in the deck. Well, I would like to use this ability. That's not what I'd like to draw from that ability. Problem is that, like, we need to do both of these things, but we need to clear this and this. We're just going to kill this. It's unfortunate. If we had 1 more mana, we could have killed both of these to set up a Smasher turn with the Leyline, or the Liliana, but... That's okay. They'll play Bone Crusher, attack us for 6, we'll go to 8, we'll flip our Fable, play Liliana, they'll sack the Elf, and we'll die. Why did they tap like that? They have another Fable? Alright. Kind of Extinction Event or Bust here. Though we're going to be at 9, which is a lot healthier, so... Extinction Event. Unfortunately, we drew at the turn that this is going to happen, but it is what it is. We would have loved that last turn, so then we could still have our Fable up, but... Pitch and Elf. Keep the other one, though. Another... Smasher? Thought not. Well... Rude. Take our lumps. Another extinction event gonna be good. Otherwise, just removal is good. That's good enough, I guess. Though we really want to kill this. We also really want to block. I think we have to just do this. If we're at our higher life total, we just take the 6, but I don't think we can go to 1 just to kill the Fable. I think we gotta be okay with that. Fable also doesn't go very well with Thought-Knot Seer. Also, we were just dead if we just wait, right? Because they have the Oasis and the Raminep Ruins. I can't do that. That also means we have to jump block here. I think they have to sack the treasure, right? No, they don't, because they only played an elf, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna take our chump block here. Bone Crusher's actually probably our best draw here, because we can kill and then threaten a trade next turn. Harvester lets us get a redraw in. Oof. So they make another Thought Knot, we block a Thought Knot, take 5, go to 2, and then die to the Ruins. You weren't paying attention? Didn't see that we were playing against Eldrazi, Ben? You should be. This is some big Ben energy. Alright, maybe we do need Thoughtseizes. Well, these are fine, but I'm still on the fence about the Braids, too. I'm gonna say boat. I think on the play, we should be able to interact a little favorably, though. That was definitely an example of us flooding out a bit even through the Fables. This is the same situation, but we already have the Extinction event. I'm willing to die. We just need any form of interaction, plus them not being on the play means their turn 2 Fable as a best situation isn't as scary. Alright, no Dork is good for us. Does anyone know if I can only sub to Mana Traders for 1 week? I don't actually know. I don't use Mana Traders, I use Cardhoarder. I know Cardhoarder you can pause your account at any time, so you can sort of pseudo sub for a week, but I don't really know enough about Mana Traders to give any helpful commentary on it, to be honest. Alright. They're gonna kill our thing with a Bone Crusher, but that's fine. Shieldred. It's time. Yep. There we go. The 2/2 is not the part we care about, though. Matter Reshaper. I kind of want all these cards, huh? I can get rid of 1 land. I could also get rid of the Harvester, but I don't think I want to with Fable coming off. Yeah, that's fine. Happy to just get through 1 more land in our deck. Sad because we don't get to keep the Takanuma, but I think I'm always relatively happy to just cheap churning here. Thought Knot, sure. Thought Knot's probably going to take the Extinction event. Yeah. That is fine. Have this transform. I want to play this next turn. So I'm just going to run out of Trespasser. We want to hold this till this is not Sumsick anymore. And we're just going to let this sit. No reason to offer trades here. Even though it'd be nice to trade, Shieldred's kind of locking the game down. Alright, Shielder's doing a good job here. Is doing a little better than Kalidas would at actually logging the board down. Smasher, sure, we'll take Smasher. Take a hit from Smasher. Gaining at least 2 every cycle does make it a lot less, every turn cycle, makes it a lot less scary to just take a beating from Smasher for a minute. It's like now we get to kill Thought, not draw a card. Kill this. We draw a card, gain some life. And now we get to eat their Thought Knot. They're gonna block to get the card. They could put an Eldrazi Obligator into play, but they don't want to. They really don't want to, I promise you. Guarantee they'd rather wait, which lets us kill their Smasher. Alright, not too bad of a turn. They go to 9. They can Obligator our Fable, or Obligator our Harvester and kill our Liliana. Yeah, there's the Obligator. Gonna take their whole turn to eat it, though. You take whatever you want. Yeah, take that. They can sack it even if they don't have a blood token. That's the reason to take the Harvester either way. Kill Liliana with the Obligator, sack the Blood Tithe Harvester. But the problem now is that they're just dead if they do that, right? Yeah, they're just dead on board, so they can't even kill Liliana. Yeah, let me just make a copy, get in for 7. They're in trouble. All right, we've defeated the Eldrazi menace. Ben sad. All right, take the play. Opponent's got that Lily of the Last Hope going. All right, Mono Red Obosh. We're gonna keep this hand. Got really excited thinking about Red Green Eldrazi Minx and Boo, and then you realized we only just got Minx and Boo on Moto at all. That's no Pioneer here. Minx and Boo would be great though. The few times I played against it in Cube, it have been very good. It's probably an understatement. I'm just gonna kill your thing. Look at this. Been losing that card in Legacy since release. Yeah, Maddening Hex and Minx and Boo making their way onto Moto. Let's hopefully change up a few things. Alright, they're on 4 cards. I think I am gonna just Thoughtseize to see if we can't. I'm gonna take this light up the stage. It feels a little bit weird to let them just keep their Bone Crusher Giant, but I think it's fine with Shieldred coming down. Alright, well, we're gonna take 5. We're going to 9, play Shieldred. Shieldred's gonna lock down the board. And then we have this Croxa coming down. They have a Bone Crusher to work with. Alright, well here, Kalidas is pretty similar, all things considered. Yeah, there's Bone Crusher. Alright, well, the Spikefield Hazard's a little scary as far as the Croxa goes. Ooh, Liliana. We're just gonna plus because they need to sack the chick. Yeah, that's fine. Go to our backup Shieldred here. She's on defense. Although I guess Kalidas would do a better job of, like, we just Lily minus there, but Shielder just locks the board down to a degree. Are they gonna put Obosh to hand here? Alright, I'll take one. Just not gonna put Obosh to hand, huh? Two, 0, 5. Play Lockthwain. Loot this away. Plus. Alright, well, Shieldred's doing work. They can't ever put Obosh to hand because we just get to make them discard it. Alright, well, Shieldred looked real good there. Just locked out their whole board. Alright. Path, Hidetsuga. Salted. We don't want this. Definitely don't want Thoughtseize. Yeah, Shieldred doing some good work. Gotta go by 2 now. I would play 3. The original list was playing 3. We were just a little bit out of availability to grab the 3rd one this morning before stream, but the original list we copied played 3 Shieldreds and no Kalidas, so we've been doing the would we rather have Kalidas or Shieldred test. Alright, what other things don't we want? Lily's pretty okay, but it's gonna be less good, I think, than just being a Lorath. I use Kalidas too much to use the 3rd one. I don't know. I have been impressed with Shieldred so far, but it's probably close. Gotta keep in Lightning Axe versus Black Red. Oh yeah. It's just making life so much harder. Could be just keep these. I don't hate having the extra Kalidas in the side somewhere. Does give you better game against mono green. Fires of Victory is another good answer to it. That's definitely fair. So they play like 12 1-drops, whereas this is good against less of their deck because they play 12 1-drops. So I think I'm just gonna run Hidetsuga. It's close though. This mono red deck actually put up a bunch of results this weekend. Mono red, if you look at all the different variants of mono red, it had quite a lot of finishes this weekend. So this is for mono green, it's for elves, it's for mono white, it's for heroic. Any of these decks where like you get to just keep the board clear with your early removal, and then you just lock them out of being able to play their elves and things like that. Less so for mono green, but just like any of the elf decks. It's reasonable against Greasefang too, because it makes it a lot easier for you to interact with their boards, but it's also good in matchups like this if they were more reliant on 1/1s. I think it's just like a nice slot. Like a lot of decks in Modern used to play Knight of Soul Betrayal for similar reasons of just like there's enough decks where your things are just low. But Bankbuster's a good option for the mirror. I think if you're worried about the mirror, I'd play Bankbuster over it. But elf decks are everywhere. Joe Bosch. We're up against the Joe Bosch himself. They missed a land though. They missed the land against Rakdos. If they don't find a land here, they are in trouble. Proceed to trouble. We're gonna deploy some threats. One to the bottom. Find second land? No. It's gonna play some 3-drops. I mean, I can see why they kept his hand. Couple 1-drops, light up the stage, play with fire is not a bad cross section of cards. All right. Does it feel good to be the bully? Always, Sam. When people sit down to play Magic, they want to kill me. I want to kill them. If I got to be the bully, I got to be the bully. It's just how it works. But yeah, always be friendly, always be kind, always be personable to a degree. But like I said, it's an agreed upon thing, right? It's not like you're sitting down and like you're playing at somebody who's just trying to like vibe. Like if you're playing a competitive match of Magic, you're both showing up to beat each other. But yeah, I probably wouldn't lead with like, "Hey, I hope you mold a 5." You could though. Oh, can I decline? Decline. Opponent 6 lands and a Croxa, my dude. My dude. Like I know your whole deck's good, but like they drew the Fatal Push. Yeah, Twitch likes to do some rude things, unfortunately. We are always happy, hopefully, to see Twitch do less ads. I do want those extra cash. Playing Magic, writing about Magic, streaming, things like that are... They've literally just drawn spell. How rude. Opponent? That's illegal. Stop that now. Alright, I think I'm gonna get rid of this Fatal Push. Alright, that's better. Oh, that is true. They drew 1 land. They were on the draw, that's why. You're correct. I was bemoaning for no reason. Well, actually, we knew they drew a land because they played a tap shock land on 2. Alright, Bone Crusher's in there. Hehehe. Cuckoo. I mean, if you knew what you were against, I've kept 6 lands before, but I don't know if in the dark I'm keeping that hand. Actually, I can confidently say I'm not keeping that hand in the dark. I don't need to sugarcoat it. Opponent has 3 lands in hand. And oop. Did that work? Ben out here. It did. It did. Ben out here helping us out. That is true. I think our opponent saw Croxa and was like snap keep and then was like, oh no, wait. Alright. Well, we don't like Thoughtseize. We discussed that last time. Bring in Boat, some extinction events. Alright, let's see if our opponent takes the draw. Alright, opponent. You got your shot in. You got to keep your speculative hand. Now let's keep a real one. Beautiful. Well, our hand's good. It doesn't have Fable, but otherwise it's just about all the things we'd want. Okay, Tapland's fine. I'll eat on this so we can tempo out a Fatal Push if we need to. If they just pass and do nothing, we'll probably just Croxa so they don't have a good target for Bone Crusher. I want to keep this. I guess we're always putting this on red, so I guess we could just put this on red now. Would have been fine. Liliana, we get to trade with Liliana for free. So like I said, we're always playing this on a red, so let's just play it on red now. All right. We're just firing off resources back and forth here. Kill that. Bone Crusher time. It's just the classic red-black gameplay. You get nothing, I get nothing, you get nothing, I get nothing. Continue. Alright, Kalidas push gone. Liliana sack. I mean, this is awkward for them if we draw land, right? Because we just get to den them, den their Liliana. Can't imagine what they're looking to do here, but... Alright, we'll play Kalidas. We have Dreadbore for this. We get to pitch Croxa to the Lily here. We could pitch Dreadbore to the Lily. I guess it depends what they do. If they play something we want to... Yeah, they absolutely should have plussed first, because now this Trespasser can't eat our Croxa. Yeah, everyone's going to discard. I'm going to get rid of this Croxa. Alright, they're out of cards. So we want to kill both of these, but we can't. So I think killing this is more important. That's close. It's close. Alright, you know what I'll do? I'll attack Lily, see what they do. If they double block, we just win the game on the spot. If they let it die, we're fine. I think we just do this. Kill this. Play this. If they want to eat Croxa, they have to trade this off, and then we're way ahead. I mean, they also could just eat Croxa with this. But then we again get another zombie, and we're way ahead. Yeah. Alright. We're up to 4-0. Yeah, sadly, it changes every week, but luckily with a lot of those deck guides, they're written for the purposes of and before you lose the shit pile, I got all my subs to start playing. How rude. Thank you for the biddy, Sam. Yeah, with a lot of those deck guides, I think the most important thing is to like look at the core, the process, the main parts of the decks. And then you end up iterating through as the deck continues to change. But the key points are still generally on point. It's a low minimum. You got to charge that chief. You got to change that. Yeah, I am generally. Oh, we're playing the mirror, but they have green. Interesting. So Thoughtseize takes our Lily. Thoughtseize takes our Trespasser. I think we just take Shieldred and we just sit back and play a long game, huh? All right. Playing as Jund. Yeah, I need to get everything set up a little better. I am generally speaking a lazy streamer. I'm always a couple projects behind. as a rule of thumb. It is. It's Boomer Jund. Though we are probably distinctly unfavored against red-black splashing Chariot. I haven't made a real YouTube video in a month. Oof. It is, it's tough. It's just a race to try and get to the point where you are able to have other people do some of the light work. I feel ya. Being able to pay people to do some of the stuff that is like generally time consuming but not rewarding is the real level up point. Mismatched Thoughtseize. They're coming for Lily. Yep. Who's your editor boss? Hi, it's me. I edit all my own videos because I don't have enough money to pay people to do it. Actually, I don't know what it costs, but I know there are some that are fairly cheap on like Fiverr and things, but I feel like it's tough when you're like in niche things like Magic. Like no one on Fiverr is gonna just be like, oh, I know how to edit your Magic video the way you want it. But maybe I'm just wrong. I'd believe it. But at some point I need to find an editor and things like that. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I gotta find an editor, gotta find a lot of things. Riveteer's Charm. Oh no. Holy, we are doomed, boys. Doomed. I'll edit your next video if you eat a Magic card this stream. Ooh, that's a tempting offer. Do I have to swallow the card, or are we doing Sam level of eating where it's just gotta get chewed up? You gotta actually swallow the card. I don't know if it's worth it. Ooh, I don't know if that's worth it. I'll eat your next video. Fair enough on that. I think this league will probably end up being a video. I have I have a black-white mid-range league I've been thinking about putting up. But it's a little outdated because I went to the wedding, unfortunately. So then the next video up after that would be hi YouTube, sub to Island Go Same. You don't even have to pay me. Sam is a great content creator, fellow writer over on Playing Pioneer. Great streamer. And if you're ever looking for someone to play mono red and meme decks, he's your guy. Although not a redhead anymore, so I don't know how much I can endorse that. My deck isn't a meme deck. I think it's actually possibly great. Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. I would never insinuate any differently, Sam. Yo, how's it going, Daniel? That was a good draw step for us. We got a Lily, we got Croxes in the yard. Fable's ready to go. Feeling pretty good about our spot. They have one card in hand. Their Riveteer's Charm missing on lands and finding a 4-drop and a 5-drop was a big whiff for them. Oh yeah, if they're standing up Den, I feel very good. Alright, I'll take 4. Play our Croxa, Domia. Ooh, we don't even have to pop our treasure. It's nice, nice, nice. Take your last card. If we get to attack, we also get to Lily. Now they have another Fatal Push. That's fine. take 3. Discard your last pathetic card. Third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck, Yugi boy. Alright, they go to 6. We can Lily eat this. And then we have lethal on the crackback. Even just like plus for the sake of plussing, but I think killing their blocker so that if they stand up this den, they have no blockers and they're just going to die on board is better. We can also use the reflection to eat their 1/1. Then we have Hive going. They also have to worry about this Croxa coming back. Alright, well, Trespasser is a good one. We still have a good situation to a degree. Oh, very nice. Two, 4. I'll do this. I'll ship it back. Next turn we can make make an extra Bone Crusher. Also make them sacrifice with this Lily. Alright. So we saw Riveteer's Charm. We're up a game. Thoughtseize, it's been real. I think we're gonna board the same way we do against normal red-black. Just assume that they're red-black using Riveteer's Charm and like maybe... I guess they should have Glorybringer. Just another fine thing to have with Extinction Event. I do want the Abrade in case they have Chariot. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Trolling Carnage, my favorite thing. Alright. Let's see if we can do this. Really just rob Sam. Alright, what do you guys think? Easy keep? We're our last Rakdos opponent here. We see Crocs that we keep, you know the rules. Alright. This hand's great. We'll get rid of this Fatal Push. We have Bone Crusher to cover our removal angle. We can put this on red. Put this on red so that way in case we draw a Den, we don't have to have any tap lands. God, it's so weird having to consider your land sequencing with these lands about that. Like, you need access to red, but you also need access to all of your colors and your timings with the lands on 2 and 3. We're just gonna pass. It's very likely that they have a Bone Crusher Giant here, and this will get value later. Don't want to give them a good target here. Fable, sure. We get to kill their Fable, and then we get to slam a Liliana if we want. Though we could just play Bone Crusher, but that makes their Liliana better. think I'm just gonna play Liliana. And get rid of the swamp. I'd like to play a low resource game where we have a Bone Crusher, Dreadbore, and a Harvester. So any green card is... They pitched a Fable? What is their hand? I'm terrified. I've never seen someone pitch a Fable, and it doesn't mean we're just dead on the spot. Pitch none? Discard Fable, pitch none. What are they keeping here? Cloth? I mean, Clothis is great, but like I don't. They missed a land drop. They didn't discard any cards. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I really don't. Paid actors at work. Lily the Last Hope. We're just playing against Peter. D Wolf. This is just Peter. Clearly. They bet points on your 5-0. Oh yeah. They knew what's up. I'm so confused. They don't need a land though if they're exiling their own Fable. This is a Chicago Black Sox situation brewing here. Fatal Push, sure. That's fine. Abrupt Decay, alright. I mean that's pretty good. Like, they're back ahead again. That Decay did work at being able to take away our ability to take away the resources of this game. But like they're just so crimped on mana. But like we have so many draws where they are gonna have so many things that are just gonna be stuck in hand theoretically. Although I guess they could always they could exile a land to get to 4. Graveyard Trespasser, that's fine. That's fine. Like, we could exile this. I don't know if we need to, though. I mean, our other option is just, like, 6 them. But we're not winning that race. So I think I am going to just loot, see what we find. Like, I'd play a Liliana here. Alright. Then's a better land for us, at least. I would have loved a Lily there, but we'll take a small beating. I mean, Clothis is really good against red black, so I can't disparage them keeping that one around. We're hoping they drop another 3-drop creature so we can Extinction Event for value. Okay, so they're playing a 4 or a 5. Another green mana. Alright, they are playing Chariot. Alright. Yeah, this game they're showing us a lot more of the green, which is what we were worried about in game 1. Clothis, Chariot, Decay. All scary cards. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of ways to recover here. Alright, I think we can go to game 3. Maybe we need hand disruption, since they have some things we can't interact with on board. I don't love it, but we could. God, I don't like it, but I do think we need to consider it. I think we need to, because they just have too many green cards that are too important for us to take. All right, sounds fine. It's a very easy hand to get overwhelmed in, though. Not having Fable is a big breakpoint here, I think. All right, I'll keep this. Play this tap so we don't have to shock, though if we draw a Den, we're a little sad. But we don't have a 3-drop right now. And our 4 is reactive, so we don't need to necessarily curve perfectly. On the draw with 7 cards. Alright, Castle. Another mid to late game powerhouse. We are unfortunately already behind, I think. Just on the basis of their 3rd color. So we need to find some of our cards like Fable ASAP to be able to put pressure on quickly. I could stomp here. A full Dreadbore on Harvester is interesting. Anything good? Alright. Bone Crusher's at least reasonable. I'll take that. Again, we just feel so far behind. Alright. I'll get rid of Extinction Event. Dreadbore. We are definitely feeling behind here. Go blank a good 2-for-1 when we're not already on board. Alright, well, our plan is to attack them for 7 a turn, hopefully. But with 5 cards in hand, it seems like it'll be unlikely we'll be able to fight through that portion right off the bat. So we're going to need some mid-range cards here. Alright, well, Lily trades for Bone Crusher. We can hive them. Are they missing on lands again? I just have a tap. They are. Alright, well, this will kill Lily. They've been stuck on 3 lands both games, but... Alright, here's land 4. Are we shocking or not? 3 drops I'm less scared of. 4 is a scary amount for them. It's a Chariot. Shieldred. Okay. Shieldred also difficult for us to answer. We have another Dreadbore, some more Extinction Events. Alright, well... I'm gonna deploy a threat before we Extinction Event. Maybe they'll play another even card. I think we need to leverage as much value as we can. Hope they just like slam a Chariot. I mean, Chariot's always gonna be bad, but like maybe they slam a Kalitas or a Chariot or a Harvester. Take some damage for sure. So we're a Fable or 2 away from feeling comfortable again, but unfortunately we're just down so many resources. Gonna do nothing. Oh, Lockdown was a good draw. Not standing up this hive. What do they have here? Trophy? Trophy Pit Chandra. Jeez. All right. For 1 mana short of activating. All right, get rid of Shieldred. All right, we're drawing 2 a turn from now until the time we die. We're way ahead on mana. That's our big break point here. Paradise Druid. Wonder if they have a Glory Bringer. All right, Fable's a great one. We're gonna pass and draw a card. They might have a Fatal Push. They might have a Glory Bringer. Glory Bringer makes a loss. They could just have a Chandra too. That's a Glory Bringer. Elder Gargaroth. Well, that's somehow worse than all those other things I was listing. But we get a lot of looks at a Dreadbore or another Extinction event. How many events have we used? 2? Well, Shieldred can trade. Oh, we're too good. We're just too good. Read that as lucky, but we'll take it. Mod check. Check this man's PC. Professional streamer. We're fighting. I'm allowed to make a... Yeah. Yeah. Great, Sam. A taste of Sam, everybody. That was Dreadbore number 2. We have one more. All right, we have one more. We do. We have one more Dreadbore. Glorybringer. They did have the Glorybringer. Imagine it was a Cavalier. That'd be a very different deck, though. Oh, you mean a playable Magic card? Rude. Rude but fair. Shieldred plus Castle, I gotta tell you. Pretty nice. They didn't kill this. Is fair. Whoop, don't tap that. All right, well. Here's hoping. We're at 8. They need another Glorybringer to kill us here. We're also applying a lot of pressure. We got 9 damage coming in. They're going to go to 5, going to go to 3. Yeah, second Glorybringer is going to be rough, but unfortunately, we only could get to 8. All right, you go to 3. Gonna need you not to have the second Glorybringer here, friend. They're tapping too fast. Oh, it's a Shieldred. Okay. Okay, we can beat a Shieldred. Maybe. Are they gonna exert to kill our reflection here? They are gonna exert to kill it. Okay. Yeah, exert kill reflection. How are we Dobbs? Yeah, they missed it. Yeah. Had they attacked, then we were Dobbs. Nap Shieldred. It's true. They did. They missed the Naps. Now they die. Because this gets through, or this gets through, or this gets through. Your 20 channel points. They decided to gift the dub. Yeah, the Nap on it would have killed us. Damn. Yeah, the Shieldred app nap doesn't come up often, but that's a sick one.